Hi, just thought I'd do a spontaneous Facebook Live. I haven't done one for ages. Um, yeah, just to tell you all about my new song and video, Not Afraid, which was released yesterday on New Year's Day. I thought it'd be a really nice way to start off the new decade with, oh, my cat, Liv joining the cast here. Yeah, I thought it'd be a really nice way to start the new decade with a nice positive song. A lot of my songs are quite sad, so it's a bit different for me. I'll welcome everybody joining. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I haven't done a Facebook Live for ages, so forgive me if I'm a bit all over the place. I thought I'd just tell you a bit about the song, play you a bit of the song, kind of how it sounded when I first wrote it, show you a bit of the production, kind of how I layered the sounds and things like that, and tell you a bit about the music video, which you might have seen. I put it out yesterday. I actually wrote the song about 6 years ago, I think it was. I was just about to do a support slot for Narina Palo, and I started writing the song and I thought it'd be really good for the gig, so I was kind of trying to get it finished in time, but I didn't get it finished in time. I didn't end up doing it, but ended up recording it, finishing it and recording it not long after that. I demoed it and did it live a few times. It's kind of evolved quite a bit over the years. I have this terrible backlog, you see, of songs. Anything I put out, is probably something I wrote 5 or 6 years ago, because I have, so much kind of in the pipeline, which is frustrating because I'd love to be able to be more spontaneous and just write something and put it out and be done with it. But trying not to get distracted by Liv's piano playing. She's terrible. Sorry. My phone just sprang itself off the holder. Sorry about that. I hope that doesn't happen again. Let me check it's in properly. Yeah, he's still there. Oh, that's good. I thought I'd managed to switch it off. So yes, Happy New Year, by the way, and I hope it's been a good one for you so far. We're only on day 2. Yeah, it's been a nice one for me so far. I've been really appreciative of all the lovely comments on the video. It's and it takes so long to make these things, and it's so nice to finally put something out and to get some such lovely feedback. It really means a lot. So thank you very much. Anyway, yeah. So I'm really nervous now. This is kind of how the song sounded when I first wrote it, just on piano. I'll just play you a bit of it. Let me see. I haven't warmed up my voice actually. Very naughty of me. Surrender your state of winter. Embrace the danger. Not afraid to laugh. And when your heart breaks, you'll find it still beats forever. Not afraid to laugh. If you fall hard, far from the cold, you find your way back like before. You're not afraid to love. Yeah, so that's kind of how it sounded when I first wrote it. I had some loops going as well, actually, doing the ooh. Yeah, and yeah, I wrote it when I was feeling quite heartbroken at the time. I was just been through a breakup, and it was all still very raw, and I suppose I wrote the song just to cheer me up, really, a nice little hopeful song, you know, and the idea that, you know, it doesn't matter how kind of heartbroken you feel right now and how far you feel from your normal self, how far from your core, you know, you'll always find your way back just like you did before, and you'll find your way to love again when the time comes. So it's yeah, that's the kind of gist of the lyrics, and it's a very emotional song for me. It makes me feel quite emotional when I sing it, and yeah. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you a bit of the production, because obviously once I've written the song, then I take it to the computer and start layering up with synths and beats and whatnot. So I'll tell you what, I'll just grab this and hopefully it won't spring off and disconnect me. I might have to move the keyboard. Bear with. Aha, that works. I've just got to load up the file. I had it all ready and waiting, but then my computer was making loads and loads of fan noise. Fan noise, the bane of my existence. I can't afford a really powerful computer, so I have so many tracks on my songs. You know, sometimes I have like 100 tracks or something, and my computer's just going, you know, like some old knackered tractor trying to make it up a bank. So here we go. Not Afraid. This is the just about final version, I think, before I had it mastered. Yeah, I started recording it, I think, in about 2014. Bloody hell. Yeah, so it's been a while in the making, twiddling and whatnot. It's very hard to finish things. You see, I'm very good at starting things, just not very good at finishing them. Hence why it takes me about 25 years, you know, complete an album. Yeah, while that's loading, I'll just see. I'm just looking at some of the comments. Oh, sorry, that's my cat rubbing against the stand. Oh, someone's just put. Sorry, I'm struggling reading it. Hi Ben, what's the inspiration? When the inspiration comes, what's first, words or melody? Okay, I'll answer that while I wait for this to load. When I'm writing songs, it's different really. It's quite often I'll be just playing, maybe like practicing for a gig or something, or, you know, just kind of not really thinking. I never really intend to write songs, they just kind of happen, and I'll suddenly my fingers will start playing some riff or something. I'll be like, oh, I like that. Quickly record it. I record it on my phone, save it for later, completely forget about it. Then every now and then I'll go back through my phone and I'll be like, oh, I like that. No idea when I wrote that, and, you know, no memory of actually doing it, but then I think I must have done because it's here recorded. So, and then I'll start piecing it together, start building it up more. Maybe there's other little bits and pieces that it fits with. Maybe there's some lyrics. You know, I'm often writing, you know, similarly, I'm writing lyrics or ideas for songs. It might even be, you know, a note just saying a song about such and such rather than an actual lyric. And I'm always writing those on my phone as well, and carrying them and doing that when I'm out walking with the dog and stuff. So then gradually at some point the music and the lyrics kind of marry up, and it kind of goes from there. I have loads and loads of songs that have kind of no lyrics, because what I tend to do when I'm writing the music is just sing gibberish. I'll be like, oh, Faye, and I just that's just kind of naturally how I write the melodies, and then so certain vowel sounds will stick, and then I'll try and find words that fit with those vowel sounds. So it becomes a bit of a puzzle, trying to connect, trying to kind of work out the right, you know, lyrics to fit with the theme of the song. Sorry, my cat's going mental, and the dog. Shush, good girl. Trying to find lyrics that fit with the lines, that work with those kind of vowels, but also work with the concept of the song. So, so yeah, I think my Keybase is just about loaded now. So yes, let me show you a bit of this. So, okay, so started off with piano. I like to record real piano, which is a real ball ache, but I do. It involves lots of mics and kind of trying to avoid piano squeaks and clicks and things, but yeah, it's a real piano just sounds so nice, you know. So here I actually layered up a few different, well, that piano part, but played in a few different octaves, so it sounded like this. This is just one octave, then add another octave. Oh no, not add another octave there. Next time, add another octave, I think. Yeah, so we've got the high bit. And there we have the lower octave. Yeah, so that's the piano, and then you put the vocal on top. And we have some synths. There's loads of synths actually. Then the main kind of driving synth comes in. Very 80s. And we've got drums. We've got bass. We've actually got this vibraphone part. I like the bit it does here. It works nicely with the synth actually. Right back down to vocals and piano again. This is kind of what the instrumental sounds like. Actually, the instrumental is available if you'd like that version. I've got it on my shop for sale. It comes with the single. The main mix and the instrumental mix. It's amazing actually when I listen to the instrumental versions of the songs how much stuff I realise has got lost because the vocals take up so much space in the mix. Sometimes when you hear the instrumental version you're like, oh my god, I completely forgot about that synth. So yeah, that's kind of how the song was constructed. So I think next I'll tell you a bit about the video. Let me just stop that because I can't concentrate with that on. I'm going to have to close Cubase down because it's starting to make its noise. So yeah, I will come back at the end and answer questions and things. I know some people are asking things. I'll do this one quickly. What inspires you in art and literature? Art and literature. Do you know, I used to be a big reader. I used to read loads of stuff. I've really fallen out of the habit over the last couple of years. I've just, it's really bad, but I'm just so into TV. I just love TV and film. When I go to bed, I used to read or like listen to music, you know, something like Billie Holiday or something like that. But these days I just stick the telly on. I watch Netflix or YouTube. I'm just addicted to watching TV, you know, different series, different films, documentaries, you know, random things on YouTube. And especially actually, through this whole process of making all of the music videos for the Wolf Hours project, I've really been more into visuals than ever. But yeah, books wise, I used to read a lot. I love a good psychological thriller. But the problem is I've read so many psychological thrillers now that whenever I try and read a non-psychological thriller, I just get very bored very quickly. I really want to get back into reading. I used to read a lot of Douglas Copeland, George Orwell, and who else did I read? Bret Easton Ellis and all sorts. I do love a good Agatha Christie. And art-wise, I'm not kind of massively into visual art, but I do love I just love finding bits and pieces that I like online, you know, like as you probably noticed from the things I post, I just love finding, you know, kind of weird images and kind of sinister looking images and surreal stuff and basically anything that really captures my imagination. I just kind of love kind of collecting all of these bits and pieces and reposting them. Yeah, so I often get inspiration from those kind of things. Oh, thanks, Kurt, for your comment. Great music, I enjoy it. Lewis said, have you ever made a mistake while recording and thought, actually, that sounds really good, and left it in? Yes, all the time. All the time. And in fact, one technique that I quite often use when I'm producing stuff now is I kind of, I'll kind of just like record myself playing nonsense. You know, I'll literally just play anything on the piano or anything, you know, on whatever instrument it is. Or even when singing, I'll just be kind of, I'll improvise, but not even in key, you know, just all over the place. And then, or even sometimes the cats might jump on the piano or something, and then I go back through it all, and there'll be like there might just be like 1 or 2% of it that's actual magic, completely by chance. The rest is terrible. But those magic bits are they're really amazing because, you know, they're things that I never would have naturally come up with because, you know. I think it kind of, you know, if I let my brain just kind of do it at once and kind of go into child mode and play nonsense, then it kind of stumbles across things that I just naturally wouldn't think of, you know, because they don't logically make sense. You wouldn't logically think that those notes would work, but somehow they do. So yeah, that's one of the things I enjoy doing when I'm producing stuff. Right, so let's have a look. So now the music video. It's on YouTube now. It went live yesterday. If you haven't seen it yet. I was determined to get it out on New Year's Day. Actually, I've wanted to release this song on New Year's Day for like the past 5 or 6 years, and I've been tempted, but I'm glad I waited. I waited till I had the video. So the video all started with John Lockland, who directed it. He messaged me on Facebook a year or two ago and said, "I'd love to make a music video with you," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic, but I've got no money." So that was the end of that for a while. And he's worked with quite a few gay artists before. He's worked with Holly Johnson from Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Bright Light and a few others. And yeah, I liked his stuff. So yeah, and then I started thinking about the more wider project of Wolf Hours, and I thought, wouldn't it be good to make, you know, different films with different people and to like kind of explore, you know, different characters and different points in time. And so I got the idea for the live show, and yeah, it all started coming together, and I applied for an Arts Council grant and got that, and had another grant from Superbia at Manchester Pride, and I got some support from Waterside Arts in Manchester, the venue where I premiered it. So yeah, it all started coming together, and I recorded all the videos basically in the space of a few weeks last summer. It was really, really nuts. It was an amazing experience, but I would never record so many videos in such a short space of time again, because it was amazingly stressful. And you know, you kind of, it was just a facial hair nightmare. Because I was supposed to have like a moustache in this one and be clean shaven in this one, and you know, oh god, it was just an absolute nightmare, you know, trying to figure it all out, because then there were certain days we could only have certain studios and do certain videos, and it was working with different people and different schedules. So yeah, facial hair nightmare. So this was actually the last one we recorded, I think, and it was in, I think, August. It was a really sunny day. Actually, the original idea was to do this video at night time. This video was very much Johnny's baby. He wanted to do the football theme. Not something I ever would have thought of, because I was not into football at all. I was always the last to be picked at school because I was just useless at it, and I hated it. But also, I thought it was an interesting idea, you know, because I think there is a lot of homophobia still in the sports world, and a lot of stigma, and you know, it feels a little bit further behind other kind of industries for some reason. So I thought it'd be an interesting thing to explore, especially to explore with high school kids, kind of the age I was when I was made to play football, and I hated it. Yeah, and I interviewed quite a few people for the project to get their life experiences. Thanks to everybody who came forward, and quite a few people mentioned about, you know, sports at school were quite a difficult thing, you know, and that whole PE and stuff. and yeah, so and the bullying that goes on. So I really wanted to get that the bullying aspect in there. So I was really glad we were able to include that. So yeah, the idea originally was to do it at night time and to have the pitch all lit up at night, which would have been amazing. And especially as the Wolf Hours piece is kind of the idea was it's all the things that go through people's minds as they lie awake at night. But alas, we could not get the football pitch at night time. So it ended up being a daytime shoot, which actually worked out well because it's such a kind of sunny, happy song that it kind of, it's one of my other cats playing the piano. It made, it actually worked with the daylight, and it looks really vibrant and beautiful. Johnny and his team at JL Squared did a really amazing job. So I drove down to Portsmouth for the day where we were shooting it, which is about 6 hours from me. And yeah, it was a beautiful sunny day. And it was funny actually because I just recorded a couple of nights before a video for my song Somewhere Underwater, which is an older song, but I recorded a video for some of the older songs for the live show, and it involved being up in the moors of a night with my friend Daron, and I got completely attacked by insects, and my arms, I've honestly never seen anything like it. It was horrific. I looked like I had some horrible disease. I must have had 50 bites. I couldn't believe how bad they were. And then I went to the shoot a couple of days after to do Not Afraid, and all the kids were there with their parents, and it was a boiling hot day, and I had this t-shirt on, and I just had I was absolutely covered in red spots, and I was just so paranoid, thinking all of these parents are thinking that their kids are going to catch measles off me or something like that. So everybody I met, I was like, "Oh, hi, really nice to meet you. These are bites." And everyone was like, "Okay." It was a strange day. But it was also really nice because it's one of the videos that I'm not in much. I kind of make a bit of a cameo appearance as the coach, but it was really nice actually to be able to not be in it as much because it gave me a chance to film loads of behind the scenes stuff. So I filmed the most behind the scenes stuff for this video, which I'll be posting online on my Instagram and Facebook stories soon in the next few days. I'll start digging all of those clips out, and yeah, it was really lovely. The choreographers had come up with this routine for the two boys. Two boys were absolutely fantastic, Zach and Sani, and yeah, Johnny just kind of ran it. And we did some stuff on the pitch, and then we did some kind of just natural football play, and they actually played games. And I was supposed to be the the kind of grumpy, slightly homophobic football coach, which a lot of people will probably relate to. A lot of gay people, especially if you went to school in the 80s and 90s. And yeah, so I was kind of getting into that, and and just kind of going around doing coachy things. Don't really know what coaches do very much, but I know they kind of shout a lot and blow whistles, so I did that. And yeah, and then we captured some stuff in the changing room, and kind of set up there, and then we did a last shot set on the pitch, the bit at the end where he's knocked down, and then the other guy helps him up, and then we did kind of like a lip sync thing of me kind of just singing the lyrics. We did a few takes of that kind of after everyone had gone, and it was actually beautiful lighting. The sky was really nice. It was going dark by then. We were going to kind of cut in the lip sync parts, but actually when Johnny sent me the cut, which so far just had all of the stuff with the kids, I thought, what, he did send me a little demo of the lip sync stuff in it as well, and I thought, what, it doesn't need it. It's actually just distracting. It doesn't need me lip syncing. It takes away from it. It's just a beautiful piece of art. We don't need to follow pop video conventions by having me lip syncing. So yeah, that was that, and it all came together. And actually, when I performed it for the first time in Manchester at my Wolf Hours show, and it premiered in July. Oh, we didn't film it in August then, because that was in July. It must have been a sunny day in May or June. Yeah, it premiered in July, and it was the last one that was finished, and Johnny sent it to me like the morning of the first show, so I'd been rehearsing with a demo version of it. So by the time I actually played it live, I hadn't seen the finished video, which was crazy. And then after the show, everyone was like, "Oh my god, I love that one with the footballers," and I was like, "I haven't seen it yet." I've heard it's good. So yeah. That was interesting. But obviously when I did see it, I loved it. And Yeah, one of the things you might have noticed about the video, it kind of has, you know, some of the clips. There's two different narratives going through. You've got, and they're kind of coloured slightly differently. So you've got the slightly duller clips, which are more like reality, kind of like the football games and stuff with everybody playing, and the bullying scenes. And then you've got the really vibrant scenes, which are the dance scenes. And the idea was like the dance scenes are kind of his imagination, you know, kind of his fantasies, you know, because all of these different videos explore kind of dream worlds. So the idea was that, yeah, the dance scenes were kind of larger than life, were brighter, and they showed, you know, these beautiful interactions between him and his teammate who he has a crush on. But we want to keep it quite ambiguous, so you can read it that way, or you can kind of read it as past and present. You know, the present could be, you know, the brighter the dance bits, and the past could be the duller bits. So yeah, I'll show you a bit actually. Let's look at the video. Just added these titles very last minute before I released it. My new logo, Johnny's logo. There's Sammy. So really fantastic editing actually by Johnny, who also directed. Lots of really nice cuts to the beat. Here I am, football coach, grumpy face on. It's got really beautiful choreography. I'm so bad at remembering names. It was this guy called Antonis Lukos and Ellen Knowles did the choreography. Johnny found them. I think they're all a lot of the people who made the video are connected to the University of Portsmouth, where Johnny teaches film studies. So he's got quite a lot of contacts down there. It was a very young team. A lot of the crew were kind of about 20, which made me feel very old. Yeah, the cinematography is really beautiful as well, by a guy called Matthew Lewis, who's done another video of mine actually not released yet. This is actually the second video Johnny's done for me. The first one we haven't released yet. It's called Lead You Home, and it's the one where I'm a World War I soldier. That'll be coming out at some point, as soon as I finish the song. A bullying scene. I really like the way that that was shot. They did it at some kind of crazy frame rate, so when they played it back it was like really, really super fast, very very effective. That nasty kid, homophobic remark there. It's me being coach. I love this bit, when his hand hits the wall. So yeah, those two lead actors there, called Sani and Zachary, were fantastic. I think they're only like, I think Sani's, I think he said he was 15 and Zach was about 17. So very young men, but incredibly talented. You know, because it's quite difficult to find, you know, kids who can, you know, move so well, but also act so well, and also play football. So well done, Johnny, for finding them. Actually, the casting was done by Marie Amy at the Young Creatives, Portsmouth. So yeah, well done her. And thanks very much to everybody involved. I'm sure there's loads more people involved. I'm sorry I haven't spoken about everybody. But yeah, that's Not Afraid. I really hope you like it. Thanks for all the lovely comments so far. It's really made my year. Any idea when the album will be out? Peter Beecham says. Good question, which I'd love to know myself. It's it was supposed to be out in 2015. As I said, really bad at finishing things. But yeah, it is very, very close. There's really only a couple of bits that I'm struggling with, a couple of guitar bits. Yeah, it's going to be, I'm aiming hopefully summer. But what I am definitely going to do is keep putting the singles out, keep putting the videos out, you know, kind of in the lead up to it. Yes, and just keep it all going and kind of introducing you to it bit by bit. It's really lovely to have so many videos to put out, you know, because I haven't really done many in the past. It's only really in the last few years that I've started kind of getting into doing videos. You know, I've started getting into doing video editing myself, and even a bit of directing myself on my Hearts video, which I released a few months ago. But yeah, I really love making videos, and it's kind of strangely similar to making music, kind of the way that you layer things up, and I love being able to do the music and the visuals, because you can kind of, you know, tie them together and things can change and move at the same pace and things. But this video was not done by me. It was done by John Lockland and his team at JL Squared. They did a fantastic job. Absolutely wonderful acting, directing, editing, producing. It looks stunning. So yes, hopefully album. I'm going off on a tangent. Hopefully the album will be out in summer, perhaps towards autumn. But definitely this year. I'll be performing Wolf Hours, the show, in Manchester on the 24th of January, in 3 weeks' time, at Hope Mill Theatre in Manchester Centre. So I'm excited for that. So if you'd like to come and watch it, if you're not a million miles away, do come along. There'll be a Q&A afterwards too, I think. If you'd like to get the single, see, this is the other thing I've been teaching myself recently, Photoshop, which is such a blessing, because for years, anytime I needed any artwork, it was just so difficult. So now I've taught myself to do Photoshop, and I've been making these little leaflets, digital leaflets, that go with the singles, with some photos. These photos were done by Mark Stone, who's done lots for me. He's a fantastic fashion photographer, and always manages to make me look half decent somehow. And yeah, and then we got some stills from the video, and credits and lyrics and things. So yeah, I've done like an 11-page digital booklet. If you'd like that, along with the download of the song and the instrumental version, just head to my shop. If you just head to minutetakershop.com, it's on the in the digital section. I'll also put the link on here afterwards. Yes, so thanks to everyone who's bought so far. I've been putting these singles as pay what you want downloads, so pay whatever you like, whatever you can afford. It all helps, and it all helps me to be able to afford the next single, because every single I have to get mastered and stuff. So it's kind of helps me to kind of get stuff out quicker. So thank you very much for supporting me with that. And yeah, I do loads more of these kind of things on my secret Facebook group for my secret song subscribers. Lots of Q&As and things, and live casts. So if you'd like to, if you're not in that and you'd like to be, you can find out more about secret songs on my shop page as well, and also on my website, minutaker.net /secret songs. So yeah, that's where I release. It's like a series of handmade albums, and I release one every few months or so, with lots of songs that aren't on my main albums, with scrapbooks that feature like lyrics and notes about the songs and photos and that kind of thing. But we also have this secret group on Facebook where I do these live casts. So yeah, and on that note, I will head over to Instagram, bid you farewell. Thanks very much for tuning in, and for sticking with me through my rambling. And I'll speak to you soon. Happy New Year.